Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from SimpleProgrammer.com. Hey, I just want to give a quick thanks to one of our sponsors at Simple Programmer, which is Dev Mountain Bootcamp. You should go check them out. The link is in the description. They are a coding bootcamp and they can teach you web development, iOS development, UX design, a lot of good stuff. I get a lot of feedback from a lot of you out there that email me and have told me about Dev Mountain, so I decided to check them out myself. And I like what I found. I like their programs. They offer some 12-week intensive programs. They also offer some after-hours programs, which I know that some of you will like. So go check them out. You can see the link in the description below, Dev Mountain Bootcamp, and a big thank you to them for sponsoring Simple Programmer. So I got a question about, should I let my teachers limit my potential? This is a good one. No, you shouldn't let anyone limit your potential. Fuck that. Anyway, this question comes from Alan, and he says, should I let teachers decide how much I can do at school? And he's got some additional info. He said, I received a C at a GCSE maths qualification. Didn't study because I wasn't thinking about it at the age of 15. I needed a B to do A-level maths, and to get to computer science at a degree, I need A-level maths. So I decided to self-teach and sit the exam privately. Good on you, Alan. You know what? Screw these gatekeepers that think that they can tell you what you can and cannot learn, or that, oh, don't get in over your head. Oh, we don't want you to do too hard of math because you got a lower grade earlier on. So maybe you should just stick with where the average kids are. You just might not be a genius. So why don't you just have a mediocre fucking life? No, don't accept that. Don't accept that ever. That's bullshit. I don't like anyone that ever tries to limit someone, tells someone what they can and cannot do. One way to get me to tweet your comment and call you basically an asshole to the world is to try and tell me what I'm qualified to say or do or can't do, or to limit someone else, because that's bullshit. I totally am against that. Now a bunch of people are going to try and do that, so I'll tweet them, but it's not going to work, all right? So just letting you know ahead of time. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, okay, this is total bullshit. When I was in high school, well, I'll tell you, two things here. One, when I was in high school, I enrolled in every single AP course except for AP English, because they wouldn't let me in AP English, actually. And when I enrolled in AP Calculus when I was a sophomore, and I just took every single AP course that I could. And my academic advisor was like, you know what? We really don't recommend that you ever enroll in more than 1 or 2 AP courses at the same time. And I said, you know what, thanks for your recommendation, but I'm gonna enroll in every single one. And I did, and I succeeded, and I passed a bunch of the exams and got a bunch of AP credit. And you know what? I got in way over my head. It was really, really hard. But that's how you learn. That's how you thrive. Like, I wasn't going to let them limit me. Now, the only place that they did limit me, strangely enough, this is kind of funny. This will show you what happens when people limit you, was they would not let me into AP English. They said, well, you're not an honors English student. You don't have the skills for it, and so we're just not letting you in. You know, I tried all kinds of ways to get into it. They said, nope, we're not going to do it. And what do you know? Hey, AP English teacher, check out my book. My best-selling book called Soft Skills: The Software Developer's Life Manual. Do you have a book? Have you ever published a book, a best-selling book? Oh, you haven't? Oh, that's interesting. And how about the 2 million words that I've written over on my blog at SimpleProgrammer.com? How about that? I basically write for a living now. You know, that's part of the way that I make my living, and I'm successful at it. So, not to brag, okay? Although I do like to brag from time to time, but not to brag. That's not the point here. The point is this: is that I didn't let those teachers limit my potential, right? Just because people said, John, you're a shitty writer, okay, doesn't mean that I allowed them to define me that way. Screw that. I'm not going to let someone else tell me what I can and cannot do, right? Same thing here. You should not let them tell you. I'm glad that you're sitting the exam yourself, you're doing self-study. You should always get in over your head, always do more than you're capable of, and that's how you increase your capacity, right? For a long, long time, I used to run, and I wanted to get better at running, okay?
So I used to run. You could probably, if you've seen my podcast, Get Up and Code, which is now defunct, but you can check out the back catalog here. I used to run 5K, right? That's 3.1 miles, 3 times a week. And I did this for years, like 3, 4, I might have been 5 years. Never got better, never got easier. Okay, I didn't understand why. I'm like, shouldn't this shit get easier eventually, right? Shouldn't this become more fun or more enjoyable? Shouldn't I get faster? None of that stuff happening. You know why? It's simple. Once I upped my mileage, okay, and I started doing some interval training, bam, now I could run, now I'm gonna be running a full marathon. I just ran on Sunday, I ran a half marathon, I got the medal, and then I ran 5 miles home, okay? That's crazy. Like, I never thought I'd be able to do that. It's running for like 3 hours, okay? But the reason why is because I started challenging myself. I started getting in over my head. So I started running, I started doing more than I could do, and my body had to catch up to it. Because in my mind, I said, hey, you know what? This is where we're going. We're doing 18 miles today, whether you fucking like it or not. And then, you know what my body said? It said, well, I better prepare for that shit. Like, this guy's serious. He did it. He really did make us run 18 miles. So guess what? Next week, I'm coming with it. I'm gonna step it up. I need to build up the endurance here, get those mitochondria going, right? Okay, so same thing here with your education. Get in over your head, always get in over your head, always do stuff that is beyond your capability, and then you sink or swim. And sometimes you will sink, okay? Sometimes you will sink and you'll fail, but you'll learn from that experience and you will still grow, but you need to have that stimulus. You need to be reaching higher than you can currently reach if you want to grow, if you want to get taller. Okay, just kidding. It won't make you taller, but metaphorically, it'll make you taller. It'll make your mind taller. It'll make you stronger. You got to go beyond your potential. Same thing with weightlifting, right? If you lift the same weights that are easy for you, you're not going to grow muscles. It's going to take, you're going to have to up it. You're going to have to do heavier weights, right? So same thing here. You know, don't let people limit you. Don't let people tell you what you can and cannot do. If I would have believed that, I would not have been doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have written a book. I've written my second book now that'll be publishing in July here, called The Complete Software Developer's Career Guide. You can check that out. And I've written, like I said, millions of words on my blog. If I let a teacher tell me that, oh, I'm not AP honors English material, and I just accepted that, I wouldn't have done that. So good on you. You know, don't ever let anyone, not just a teacher, but anyone, limit your potential or tell you what you can and cannot do. That's bullshit. All right, if you like this video, if it got you fired up, click that subscribe button below, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.